One. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the iPhone SE, the long-awaited iPhone SE. Now, I've been waiting for this phone to come out for a couple of years, and I know a lot of people have too. And I've only seen renderings online. I've seen the videos. I've seen all the reviews. I'm not going to be going over the specs per se here. I'm going to be going over more the anticipation, my history with iPhone. I've probably had at least 10 of these iPhones over the years, and why I'm a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, I kind of have to move on from that perspective. So I'm going to bring out the original iPhone SE. So here's the original iPhone SE right over here. This to me was the perfect size iPhone. I've had this in multiple colors, so I've had this in gray. I've also had this in all black. And then I ironically just got a new one from Sprint in the mail through their insurance program because the port went out again, and also the speaker. So the biggest issue I've had with the iPhone SE, as far as just wear and tear, I've never broken a screen on an iPhone SE, is the port right over here. It tends to go out since I travel so much, and also the speaker tends to start cracking after a while. That's due to a variety of issues, but it kind of is what it is. I absolutely love the form factor of this phone. I was really hoping they were going to come out with a 4-inch version of the iPhone SE here, which is the iPhone 8, iPhone 7, and iPhone 6, ironically. Now, I've had the iPhone 8, and I cracked it after a day, so I returned it. And then I went back to my iPhone SE. So underneath the insurance program, this is actually costing me nothing. That's why I decided to get it replaced underneath the original warranty. So like I said, I've had at least 10 of these phones over the years, probably 15, and it absolutely is my favorite phone. This is probably the main reason right over here. Just swiping back and forth, which is just really, really nice. You can use it with one finger, with one thumb. And also the cases, I tend to use a spec case, which I don't have in this picture. But this one is not working anymore. It kind of is. The port went out. It's my backup phone. And then this thing will now be my backup phone. I'm going to get into this real quick here. So again, this is the original iPhone SE. And the reason why I'm kind of going over this now is just because of my history with iPhone SE. It is by far my favorite iPhone ever, but it's time to move on. I've realized that they're not going to be coming out with the USB-C, which I wanted, and also the 4-inch screen. So I'll be jumping for a huge jump as far as technology goes. So here we go. This is the iPhone SE. Box is a little bit bigger. Their branding is absolutely phenomenal as far as Apple goes. Apple has some of the best branding and marketing and cases in the world. It's just as far as there's nothing else I can say. I've done previous unboxings, but theirs is just phenomenal. So I might reshoot this. It just depends, but I like to get my initial version or just reaction of the phone before I kind of get into this. So I'm going to put the phone here for perspective a little bit, just to give you guys some perspective of what the original iPhone SE looked like over here. So, okay, maybe I won't because I need some room here. Okay, so here we go. That plastic, that microphone. Here it is, an 813 chip. I'm not going to go over the specs too much per se. I'm going to go over more the practicality of why I think this is the best phone for me and for what I do. I wanted a small phone. I refused to go to a bigger phone. I put the bigger phones in my hands, and honestly, they just don't work. I know there's probably millions of people that can sit there and relate to me when they say, this is great right over here. You can have it in your hand. I've got some big hands. I mean, I'm 5'11", 210, big guy, and I just like a smaller phone. It fits in my pocket great. It fits in all my pockets great, whether I'm cycling or just traveling in general. And it doesn't take up a lot of room. I mean, I went through Bengate with the 6, and I think I actually lost the 6. I can't remember exactly, and I just kind of went back. So the form factor of this is probably the biggest thing that kept me on the original iPhone SE. That's pretty much the only thing. The screen was never an issue. I think it's a beautiful screen. Took great pictures, but I know when I experienced the iPhone 8, it was a completely different experience as far as pictures. Everything was more vibrant. I do not think this is a Retina screen. Yeah, I don't think this is a Retina screen. So let's do the unboxing real quick here. You hear that? That's the suction. So designed by Apple in California. Put this to the side real quick here. Designed by Apple in California. Just your typical instructions. Nothing has really changed from that perspective. You still get the Apple stickers, which is really nice. They've actually made this kind of simpler. And this is key. This is the key to actually get your SIM card out. And I'm not sure if I had to take my SIM card out of my other phone because they sent me another SIM card for the brand new phone. But if you don't have this, it's kind of a pain. The only solution to this was taking a paper clip that's small enough and sticking it in there so you can get your SIM card out. So let me put this to the side. Here's the phone. Put this to the side real quick and kind of go over the accessories and get this out of the way. This is your crappy 5-watt charger that everybody hates. I was really hoping this was going to be USB-C as far as the port, not USB to Lightning, but we don't get that. So I actually ordered a couple of cords on eBay, just got them in the mail. Here's the headphones. Now I probably have 6 or 7 pairs of these headphones. I kind of keep these headphones around just in case I need them for a backup on my camera. I always throw it in a bag because you never know. And then here's the infamous lightning cord that has been my life for so many years. And so what happens initially after a long period of time of constantly plugging the port in and out is these tend to get a little bit black and the connection tends to go bad. You might get it on one side, you might get it on the other. It just really depends. But the cords in general, I mean, I think I have at least 10 of these cords. They're packed in pretty much every single bag that I have. I have double cords in certain bags. Just in case I lose one, it goes bad because I can never rely on this port, especially when I'm needing it out in the field. And this thing is waterproof. I'm really looking forward to that. And this is not waterproof. So I've actually dropped the iPhone in not really water before, but I have dropped it in fluid, not submersed because it was in a case. And it still worked, but it kind of is what it is. So let me put this to the side. Take this off. Nice and slow. I was debating getting the red one. I really was. I love red as a color. It's the color of my company, StefanShoots.com, which is black and red. My business cards are black and red. I have a black and red Trek Matone 9 bike. I just love black and red. And I'm really happy that they kept this home key. A lot of people have been saying a lot of comments on the home key, how they like having the home key back. And it's something that I'm really enjoying again because I have an iPad Pro, which I'm looking at right now, pretty much just for information and the deal that I got. So let me go over quickly the deal that I got from Sprint on this phone. I've been with Sprint now for 15 years, and this is important because I have the I have the Apple Watch Nike version right over here. So I called Sprint up, and they gave me a deal of I can lease to own this phone, and I'm only paying $420 with the deal, and that's with the 256. I just wanted to get the bigger phone right away, and also that's with the that's with the Apple Watch. So the Apple Watch was 50% off. That's what I ended up paying for it, so I really couldn't pass up the watch. I'm going to be doing another review on the watch. Been wearing it for a week, and I absolutely love all the fitness apps on there, especially for sleeping and just kind of tracking my day, which is a lot better than Garmin. I thought about getting the Garmin watch, which was the Garmin Fenix 6, and that was $850. So let me get back to the phone. Let me turn this thing on real quick. Hopefully we have some power. Come on, Apple, don't fail me now. Here we go. The fruit company we all know and love from Forrest Gump. Right now, it feels good in my hand. This is so I'm like right here. That's the thing that I was debating. So if you look at the phone side by side, it is a little bit longer and a little bit wider. There we go. It's a little bit longer, just a tad bit wider, maybe by, let's just call that 4 to 5 millimeters. But that's actually a big difference depending on the size of your hands. And as far as you're looking at about another 6 to 8, let's put that more towards 10 as far as that. The speakers are pretty much exactly the same. I remember as the iPhone 8, I think. But this thing is water resistant. I believe the IP rating is 30 minutes at 3 meters, something like that. I'm not sure, but let me set this up later. And I'm going to be going over a full review of the phone once I actually have a chance to just play with the phone for a little bit, shoot some video on it. But a couple of the things I'm really looking forward to in this phone is obviously the 813 chip. And I noticed this phone was starting to get boggy, meaning I would load stuff to Instagram, it would just take longer. It would take longer to actually load up all my photos because I believe I had well over 100 gigabytes on there. And this thing is going to be 256. So far, I'm really liking the phone. I wish they would have went back to more of the traditional bezel over here, but from what I understand for the iPhone 12, from what's leaked so far, they've actually gone back to this already. So I like the fact that we have this over here, which is the touch. Okay. Stop that, Siri. Okay, just turn that off. Okay. So, Siri, be quiet now. So, like I said, I'm really liking this touch. I really missed the touch on my brand new iPad. That's the last generation, not the generation that just came out. It's kind of a pain. I just like touching a button. I mean, I'm 44 years old at the end of the day. I still kind of like touching a button. This, you could actually feel the button over here go up and down. This one, you still have that to a point, but it's not as deep as this one. So like I said, the phone is almost exactly the same as far as thickness. This might be a little bit thinner. Let's give everybody perspective here from there. So I'm going to keep this one as my backup phone since I travel so much, and this has actually come in handy a couple of times. But I'm just looking forward to the 4CAN here. I'm also to the wireless charging. I'm really excited about doing wireless charging now, and just not having to, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Not always constantly charging this phone. This phone, the battery was okay. And I remember on the iPhone 8, the battery lasted a lot longer than my iPhone SE, so that's the good thing. It'll still fit in my pocket. We don't have to worry about Bengate anymore. I believe this is Gorilla Glass, so I believe on my iPhone 8, this is what cracked on it, was the back over here, so I didn't have a case on it right away. So I'm going to get the Aputure on here with the, just in case it gets stolen or anything. I believe that's $159 now with this version. And let's just say you decided to max out the iPro Max 11, whatever you guys want to call that, with taxes, depending on what state you're in, and the maxing everything out, you're looking at the small cost of a MacBook Pro. And that kind of blows me away. I mean, for $549, so I'm only paying $420 for this phone at the end of the day with Sprint's deal. So that's the reason, other reason why I decided to go with Sprint on this. I've been with them for 15 years. The camera is supposed to be great, but again, a couple of key features I'm really looking forward to is the wireless charging. I'm also looking forward to just the fast charging because I have several fast chargers now. I have several chargers from the iPad Pro that I purchased, along with going to USB-C to Lightning. I purchased a couple of those too because I'm sick of all these dongles. I don't know how many dongles I have now for my MacBook Pro. As far as that, I have a couple of chargers that are the Mophie ones. That's USB-C. USB-C is the future, and I just want to try to get away from all those other chargers right now. So again, this is the iPhone SE. As far as It's a little bit heavier. I want to say by much. I want to say maybe 20, 30 grams. And that's pretty much it. So again, this is not, like I said, you guys, your typical review going over the key specs. Everybody knows it's going to be a really fast phone, but I believe this is an A10 and this is an A13. It's just going to be night and day difference, and that's really what I'm looking forward to. So let me go over quickly, everybody, what I'm currently shooting on, because I know you guys are always interested. So I'm shooting on a Canon EOS R 24 to 105 RF lens, shooting straight down. That's shooting in 4K at 24 frames a second. I'm absolutely loving the 4K on the Canon. I'm also shooting on a Canon 80D with a 10-18 just in case I need the wide shot with a Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. I just got the NTG, so I'm going to be switching to that mic soon. I'm also using a GoPro Hero 8 in Super View mode. That's just in case it looks good. Who knows? I kind of like shooting at multiple angles, so you never know. I'm also using an iPad Pro. That's pretty much just for my information. That's right in front of me. And then I'm also in live view on my MacBook Pro with my Canon EOS R with a lightning cable. I'm sorry, with the USB-C cable, which is really nice too. I can kind of see everything. Press stop and press start. And as far as my lighting goes, I'm down to 3 lights now, so I'm using the BOLING P1, which is a phenomenal light. Absolutely love it. It's got a lot of good features, and I just did a review on that too. I got the Aputure AW and also the MW and the MX version. So one is a smaller LED and the other one is a different type of LED. Both last various amounts of time. But for a 3 key light setup for what I'm doing, I'm really enjoying this right now. And then this is just something I bought off Amazon because I noticed I was getting too much light going down and bouncing up. Now, as far as my microphone, I'm currently playing around with the Zoom H6 with a stereo mic, and that is by far my favorite microphone. Sounds absolutely phenomenal. I also bought the Zoom F1 with a lav mic. It sounds okay. That was a $50 mic setup. And I think if I went to a Sennheiser like an M3, I believe it's called the M3, that's when that's going to sound really good. And then as far as my podcast kind of setup here is I'm using a pop filter on a toner arm that I will be doing another review on. And that's what I'm using kind of as the podcast setup. And that's why this sounds so good. So that's just a articulating boom arm with a pop filter. Again, that's with a Zoom H6 with a stereo mic. And it's probably the best mic setup I've used so far because I could also use this for other things. For example, putting it on top of the camera versus the F1. I really like the Zoom H6. I'm going to be doing a long-term review of that too. Now, I apologize for the longer review and kind of what I went over. But again, I just wanted to go over my history of iPhone SE and the reason why I decided to wait so long. And I know a lot of people are in my same exact shoes literally when they were waiting to come out with this phone. Everybody loves the form factor of the iPhone SE. Now I have 30 days to try this. Will I go back to the iPhone SE, the original one? Probably not, because there's too many features, and once I get used to that speed of the processor, the look of the phone, and just I have to get used to it because they're not going to make a 4-inch phone ever again. I mean, we now know the 4.7-inch phone is the baseline. Unless there's some type of huge demand for a 4-inch phone to come back, this will always be my backup phone. It's always a good phone to keep just in case. I mean, they are dirt cheap right now on Amazon and on eBay, for example. And like I said, I can't complain when I just got a brand new phone from Sprint, from Amaran, just because this was still under warranty. So I'm going to be sending back this phone and also sending back this phone because for some reason I just can't clear it and I don't want to sell this and get my information out there at the end of the day. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. This is going to be something different. I'm not going to be doing your typical reviews here of products. I'm going to be doing more of practical reviews, what I like and what I don't like about a product. I'm not just going to sit there and tell everybody buy this product because of X, Y, and Z. I'm going to give you the pros, the cons, what I think what works, what I think what doesn't work, and you need to make a decision on what is right for you. I'm all invested in the Apple ecosystem. I think it's the best ecosystem out there because once you're in, you're in. I have a MacBook Pro 2019. That's the 16-inch. You know, I've got the iPad Pro. I've got the Apple Watch now, which is phenomenal. Like, again, I'm maybe doing a full review of this soon. But some of my favorite features before I leave you guys is the sleep app is absolutely phenomenal. I decided to upgrade to the sleep app, and just being able to track all my fitness and everything, which is really nice. I'm still in love with Garmin as far as being on a bike, but there's a new company just came out called Hammerhead. They're supposed to have an Android platform. Again, that is for a Garmin 1030 that I just got today. So like I said, sorry guys, just went a little bit long. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. You guys have a great day. Go shoot. Go enjoy your technology. And go live your life. You have a great day. Bye.